Marty Rowland, Unitarian Universalist Congregation. G.S. Narula, representing Sikhs. Kirpal Singh Bling. John Messer, all to come over here. And Maninder Singh Happy to come right over the stage, please. Thank you. We'll start with the Ardas. We thank you all for coming. I know it's very short notice, but the tragedy which has fallen upon all Americans has gathered each and every human, each and every American to the core, all together on one stage, as one family under one God. We thank you all for coming. Do we have the priest? Bhai Sahab again. Time allotted is just 2 minutes. I'm sorry about that. So all the speakers just pay your homage, show your solidarity in just 2 minutes. So it's test of your speech also. I'm sorry. If I missed any faith, I know I'm representing interfaith also, but if I miss any faith or any speaker, please let me know. Mr. Kathuria from Hindu Center, but Dr. Uma Mysorkar will speak on behalf of all Hindus. Dr. Mysorkar will speak on behalf of all Hindus. I acknowledge each and everybody's presence over here. All the steps you have taken for the cause, all the steps are upon us. So nice of you. We have our priest here. He'll just speak just the short prayer.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ 1 ਮਿੰਟ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਦੇਰ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੋਣੀ ਹੈ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਵੱਲ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਮੂੰਹ ਇੱਧਰ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਸੱਜਣੇ ਇਰਦ ਗਿਰਦ ਖੜ੍ਹੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਅਰਜ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਪਾਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਮੂੰਹ ਕਰਕੇ ਖੜ੍ਹੇ ਹੋਣ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਅਗਲਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਸਰਦਾਰ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੱਸਣਗੇ।
I request all of you to face towards Gurdwara so that we can start the prayer. Thank you.
ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ। ਬੋਲਣਾ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਇੱਕ ਓਂਕਾਰ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਭਗਵਤੀ ਜੀ ਸਹਾय। ਵਾਰ श्री भगवती जी की पातशाही 10वीं। प्रथम भगवती सिमरक गुरु नानक लई ध्याए, फिर अंगद गुर ते अमरदास रामदास हुई सहाय। अर्जुन हर गोविंदनो सिमराओ श्री हर राय, श्री हर कृष्ण ध्याई है, जिस डिठै सब दुख जाए। तेग बहादुर सिमर करनाउन गया वह ताई, सब थाई होए सहाय। 10वीं पातशाह धन श्री गुरु गोबिंद सिंह जी, सब थाई होए सहाय। 10 पातशाहियां दी जोत धन श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी के पाठ दर्शन दीदार का ध्यान धर के खालसा जी बोलो जी वाहिगुरू। पईयां प्यारियां 4 साहिबजादियां 40 मुक्तियां हटियां जपियां तपियां, जिन्हां ने नाम जपिया वंड के छकिया, ਦੇਗ ਚਲਾਈ, ਦੇਗ ਵਾਈ, ਦੇਗ ਕੇ ਅੰਡਿਤ ਕੀਤਾ। ਤਿੰਨਾਂ ਪਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਸਚਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਕੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਣੀਆਂ ਧਰਮ ਹੇਤ ਸੀਸ ਦਿੱਤੇ, ਬੰਦ ਬੰਦ ਘਟਾਏ, ਖੋਪਰੀਆਂ ਉਤਰਵਾਈਆਂ, ਚਰਖੜੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਚੜੇ ਆਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਚਿਰਾਏ ਗਏ, ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਲਈ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀਆਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ, ਧਰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਾਰਿਆ, ਸਿੱਖੀ ਕੇਸਾਂ ਸਵਾਸਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਨਿਭਾਈ। ਤਿੰਨਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਣੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਕੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਪੰਜਾਂ ਤਖਤਾਂ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਕੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਪ੍ਰਥਮ ਹੈ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਸਰਬੱਤ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਨਾਮ ਚਿਤ ਆਵੇ, ਚਿਤ ਆਵਨ ਕਾ ਸਦਕਾ ਸਰਬ ਸੁੱਖ ਹੋਵੇ। ਜਹਾਂ ਜਹਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਤਹਾਂ ਤਹਾਂ ਰਛਿਆ ਰਿਹਾ। ਦੇਗ ਤੇਗ ਫਤਿਹ, ਬਿਰਧ ਕੀ ਪੈਰ, ਪੰਥ ਕੀ ਜੀ, ਸ੍ਰੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਸਹਾਇ। ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਬੋਲ ਵਾਲੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾਨ, ਕੇਸ ਦਾਨ, ਰਹਿਤ ਦਾਨ, ਵਿਵੇਕ ਦਾਨ, ਵਿਸਾਹ ਦਾਨ, ਭਰੋਸਾ ਦਾਨ, ਦਾਨਾ ਸਿਰ ਦਾਨ, ਨਾਮ ਦਾਨ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਇਸ਼ਨਾਨ, ਚੌਂਕੀਆਂ ਝੰਡੇ ਬੁੰਗੇ ਜੁਗੋ ਜੁਗ ਅਟਲ। ਧਰਮ ਦਾ ਜੈਕਾਰ ਹੋਵੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਇਹ ਪੰਥ ਦੇ ਸਦਾ ਸਹਾਈ ਦਾਤਾਰ ਜੀਓ, ਸ੍ਰੀ ਨਾਨਕਾਣਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤਿਆਦਿਕ ਜੋ ਗੁਰਧਾਮ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਪੰਥ ਨੂੰ ਵਿਛੋੜਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ, ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਦੀਦਾਰੇ ਤੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਸੰਭਾਲਤਾ ਦਾ ਦਾਨ ਆਪਣੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਪੰਥ ਨੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ ਜੀ। ਨਿਮਾਣਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਮਾਣ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ, ਨਿਤਾਣਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਤਾਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ, ਦਸਾਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਆਤਮਿਕ ਸਵਰੂਪ ਧੰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਦੇ ਪਾਵਨ ਚਰਨ ਕਮਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਦੀ ਅਰਜ਼ੋਈਏ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਗਰੀਬ ਨਵਾਜ਼। ਪਿਛਲੇ ਦਿਨੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਉਹ ਕ੍ਰੀਕ ਵਿਖੇ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਦੀ ਪਾਵਨ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਹਜ਼ੂਰੀ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਿਤਨੀ ਆਯੂ, ਜਿਤਨੇ ਸਵਾਸ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੇ ਸਨ, ਇਸ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਅਸਾਰ ਦੀ ਜੀਵਨ ਯਾਤਰਾ ਨੂੰ ਸੰਪੂਰਨ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਹੋਇਆਂ ਗਰੀਬ ਨਵਾਜ਼ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਮੇ ਸ਼ਹਾਦਤ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਯਾਦ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਸਮੂਹ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ, ਪ੍ਰੇਮੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੈ, ਵਿਛੜੀਆਂ ਆਤਮਾਵਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਿਆਂ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਿਵਾਸ ਦੇਣਾ, ਪਿੱਛੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਸੰਬੰਧਿਤ ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਭਾਣਾ ਮੰਨਣ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਕਤੀ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀ ਅਤੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਵਿਸ਼ਵ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਸੁੱਖ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਦੀ ਦਾਤ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀ। ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਯਾਦ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਕੈਂਡਲ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਆਗਿਆ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਆਰੰਭ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਸੁੱਖ ਹੋਵੇ, ਨਾਮ ਚਿਤ ਆਵੇ, ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ, ਤੇਰੇ ਭਾਣੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦਾ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋ ਨਿਹਾਲ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
On behalf of Sikh Center of New York Flushing, Sikh Coalition New York, United Sikhs, Saldiv, Singh Sabha of New York Bonnie Street, and all the Sikhs of New York and Interfaith Coalition of Flushing, I welcome you all and thank you for taking all these steps to remember the victims of this tragedy which fell upon us in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. Now I would request City Controller John Liu, if he is hearing my voice. He's not here. May I request Grace Meng. All the speakers, again, it's 2 minutes, so thank you to respect the time. Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Assemblywoman Grace Meng, and I'm so proud today that the Flushing and Queens community, people of all colors, of all religions, of all walks of life, have joined together, come together, and stand united, united against hate. Our hearts, all of us here today and beyond, go out to the families of those who were killed in Wisconsin. And even though that's just one horrible act of violence, it's important as we as Americans continue to stand strong and to stand united. The Sikh American community is known for its peace, its hospitality, and its generosity. And as Americans, it's important that we stand together, stronger than ever, to demonstrate that we will not be moved and we will not be defined by this one horrible event. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblywoman Grace Meng. I know you have been very busy in your campaign, but you have taken time, and all of you have taken time on this day to express solidarity with Sikhs. May I request State Senator Tony Avella.
I know I join with my colleagues, Assemblywoman Grace Meng, and to my right, State Senator Toby Stavitsky, in standing solidarity with the Sikh community. The tragedy that happened in Wisconsin was an attack not only on the Sikh community, but on every American. And today, we all are Sikhs. We all are Americans. Part of the great attribute of the United States of America is freedom of religion, freedom to want, freedom for a future for yourselves and our children. One incident will never be allowed to divide us. And for those who passed away on that day, let us go forward so that their lives were not given in vain, to work together to end violence in this country and to end hate, and recognize the fact we all want the same things. Our skin color may be different, our religion may be different, but we all are of the same. And we all worship under God. And that is what makes this country great. So let us stand today and go forward, all working together to end hate, to end violence, and stand with the Sikh community and every other community in this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Tony Avella. I would now request City Comptroller John Liu to come on the stage.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Fateh. We're standing here in Flushing at our Gurdwara on Parsons Boulevard, remembering the senseless loss of life last Sunday that occurred quite a distance away in Wisconsin. But yet, those shootings are deeply felt here in Queens, in New York City, where we have a very strong, vibrant, fast-growing Sikh American community that has contributed so much, professionally, educationally, culturally, academically, to the life here in New York and indeed America itself. And yet, America, the birthplace of religious freedom, for people to have been worshiping in their house of worship and gunned down the way they were on Sunday, it is unspeakable, unimaginable, un-American. Well, we are in the midst of a tremendous outpouring of support, of compassion, far greater understanding just these last few days of Sikhism all throughout America. And as horrific and terrible the killings were that last Sunday and the senseless loss of life, I think one thing that we can do is turn this somehow into a constructive event where we call upon changes to once and for all eradicate these differences that are still perpetuated even in some government regulations. Because when people are treated differently, it gives madmen like the shooter from last Sunday some kind of justification, however irrational or insane it may be, to target a group of people, Sikhs, who are among the most accomplished but most peaceful, loving, caring, compassionate people you could ever meet in any community. And we have to promote not only understanding of Sikhism, but we have to get rid of these vestiges of regulations that were enacted long ago that separate, that distinguish Sikhs. Earlier this year, we finally, after years of fighting the MTA, got them to get rid of this ridiculous policy that required Sikhs to put the MTA logo on their religious wear, on the turbans. I've called this week for removal of an NYPD policy that requires or that prohibits Sikhs from wearing the NYPD uniform and having their beards and turbans in place. There's no place left in our society for that. This is America. And let's turn the tide here. Let's get rid of these differences, what some would call official government discrimination. If a young Sikh man or woman wants to serve in the NYPD and do so proudly, why should they have to forsake their religion? They shouldn't have to choose between being able to serve the public here in New York City or anywhere in America and observing their religious faith, which means holding on to their turbans and beards in place. I join all of the brothers and sisters here, and we have a tremendous show of support from elected officials and community leaders. We are standing with our Sikh brothers and sisters here in Flushing, Queens, New York City, and across America. But we're also going to work together to ensure that the 6 lives taken away from their families and all of us last Sunday, that those lives will not have been lost in vain. Warikoo Ji Ka Khalsa, Warikoo Ji Ki Fateh.
Thank you, John Liu. In fact, we have lost 6 Sikhs from our family. But look at this. Look around you. These 60, 600, 60,000 or 6 million, all these people approaching from all over the world, getting together, they are now appreciating and they are now saying and sympathizing with the cause and uniting together against hate, the hatred which he wanted to divulge, the hatred he wanted, this one person's misunderstanding, it has become a blessing in disguise for all of us. Now we can learn, it's an opportunity to learn more about Sikhs and more about all the strangers. Whosoever you see today a stranger, if you go take a step towards him, he won't be or she won't be a stranger anymore for you. I would request State Senator Toby Stavisky now to come on the stage.
Thank you. Whoops. When swastikas were painted on synagogues not too long ago, the Sikh community stood with us and said it's wrong. And when there's discrimination against one of us, it's discrimination against everyone, no matter where you were born, no matter whether you worship in a mosque, a synagogue, a church, a Gurdwara, a Hindu temple, wherever. It is discrimination against all of us. And it is particularly fitting, I think, that we come together right here in downtown Flushing, which is so close to where the Flushing Remonstrance was issued, the birthplace of religious freedom in our country. And if you look around, there are so many houses of worship here within a 3 or 4 block radius. We're across the street from a synagogue. And that, to me, is what makes this community so remarkable. And we gather, we light candles, and I was thinking that the candles symbolize so many different religions. And we light the candles tonight and may they symbolize light and goodness and peace throughout the country, but particularly with our brothers and sisters from the Sikh religion, but also from all religions. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Toby Stavisky. In fact, across the street, synagogue has been friend for us for all the way, because every time when we have a congregation here, we have our parking permits over from there. I'm about to read Rabbi Albert Taylor's statement. He couldn't be here for Shabbos reasons, but we have Rabbi Michael Weiser who will be speaking on behalf of Jewish community, but I just want to read out his comments. Rabbi Albert Taylor across the street. On behalf of our congregation, your neighbors across the street, I want to extend our sincere expressions of condolence to you and all the members of the Sikh community. Our heart go out to all the victims, their families, and all Sikhs throughout the world. One of the core treasures of our American democracy is that all people have the right to pray as they choose. That someone would breach the peace of a sacred place with such profound harm is truly shocking. This is especially so given the Sikhs believe in oneness of humanity, equality of all people, embrace of non-violence, and a commitment to service. Our prayers are with you and your community. Thank you, Rabbi Albert Taylor. I would now request, I know and appreciate all our Muslim brothers who are supposed to break the fast. I'll just take one moment away from them and request Councilman Peter Koo to come on stage. Councilman Peter Koo.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Peter Koo. I'm the local council member. I'm here to show support and solidarity with all the streets in Flushing and all over America. We're here to commemorate the loss of lives of the 6 victims in Wisconsin. That was a terrible tragedy, and we have some healing to do. I think there's a subculture of hate in our society. No, we had to find a way to fix it, to help those people how to resolve their hatred among themselves. Yeah. And then I think we have to do something about the gun control law. We have to help the mayor and all these gun control experts so that people cannot get guns, especially those automatic guns, so easy. And so we are here to show sympathy, and I want to send my deepest condolences to the families and of the victims. I hope this won't never happen again, and may peace be with all of us and all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Peter Koo. Sure, definitely it will never happen again, with all of Americans keeping their vigils across the country, with all of us standing up against this barbaric act of one misunderstanding. I would now request Adam Carroll, representing all the Muslim community, and in fact our interfaith organization also. Thank you.
Greetings and peace, Sikh brothers and sisters and assembled guests. It's a sad occasion, but also, as mentioned, an opportunity for deepening our relationships, our commitment to peace. Did you know that in the last 2 years, less than 2 years, that 88 mosques have been targeted around the country in acts ranging from burning them down to small acts of what do you call it? Throwing things, pig feet, and so forth. Even last night, I just got an email. Shots were fired at the Morton Grove Mosque in Illinois, hitting the wall. So I am so sorry that the Sikh community is being targeted in order to kill Muslims. you guys are being sacrificed. It's so unfair. I hope that, though this is terrible, that we will stand together to recognize that it's not only Sikhs, not only Muslims that are being targeted, but it's the American way of inclusion. And that we, in our common humanity, really belong together, standing together like this. And I'm very glad that with Brother Harpreet, every year we do an interfaith walk, and we visited this house of worship, and I hope that we'll be continuing that tradition. Just to add that it's not just one bad apple or a few angry neo-Nazis out there, but because of the political speech and the media that spreads lies and mixes up extremism with tradition, which confuses the public mind and brings negativity out and builds it. The net of suspicion is cast very wide over entire communities, and the net of surveillance is cast very wide over entire communities. And I think we really need to pay attention to the confronting the untruths that make some of this violence possible. So in the name of peace, also on behalf of Sister Rabina Niaz, who is here from Turning Point for Women and Families, just going to say very, very brief condolences.
Good evening, and my heart is deeply saddened as a Muslim to be coming to this place to remember our Sikh brothers and one sister who lost her life. But as many of us have said earlier, that this is also an occasion which brings all of us together, and we see the best of humanity. So one person's horrible actions have brought so much goodness out on the streets, and it's bringing hearts together and minds together. And my prayer for the entire Sikh community, wherever they are, all over the world, is that may God give you the strength and the fortitude to bear the loss, but also may this be a step forward in our interfaith work, in our work towards peace and harmony, and I hope that continues to grow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robina ji. Robina Niaz is heading Turning Point for Women. We have representatives from Women for Afghan Women also. At this point, I would request Ms. Pandit ji and Krishna Bharti from Hindu community.
ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरु नानक जी आदि जो दसम गुरु हुए हैं उनको हम नमन करते प्रणाम करते हैं, और जो ये हादसा हुआ है इसके लिए महान दुख हम करते हैं। मैं हिंदू सेंटर मंदिर से वृंदावन त्रिपाठी, हम सब कमेटी की मेंबर की तरफ से जो हादसा हुआ है उसको हम बहुत, जो पाप हुआ है उस पाप न होने पावे ऐसा हम प्रयास भगवान से करते हैं। जो हो चुका हम भगवान से प्रार्थना करते हैं। तो आप सभी लोग 1 मिनट के लिए शांति पाठ करेंगे और उसके बाद में एक क्षण के लिए मौन। ओम गुरु ब्रह्म ओम द्यो शांतिरंतरिक्षगम शांति पृथ्वी शांतिरापः शांतिरोषधशया शांति वनस्पतयः शांति विश्वे देवाः शांति ब्रह्म शांति सर्वगं शांतिरेव शांति शांति सामः शांतिरेधि। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुर्भाग्यं भवेत्। एक क्षण के लिए मौन उस परम आत्मा दिव्यात्मा के लिए उत्तम लोक की प्राप्ति हो, परिवार को सहन करने की शक्ति हो, ऐसी प्रार्थना एक क्षण के लिए मौन धारण करें। ओम। Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I would request now Rabbi Michael Weiser, who is not just a rabbi, not just a Jewish, but I would say belongs to all of us, belongs to the interfaith community. He has been the host committee chairman of interfaith marches all these years. He has extended his office and his heart always open of Free Synagogue of Flushing. Rabbi Michael Weiser. Thank you.
Hine ma tov u'manayim shever achim gam yachad. How good it is, behold how good it is and how pleasant it is when we live together, brothers and sisters in unity. It's a dream, you know. So the dream gets shattered every now and then by the behavior of a hateful person or more than one. And Sikhs feel it, and Muslims feel it, and Jews feel it, and Christians feel it, and everybody feels it when it happens. And we don't understand, we don't comprehend. Why did this happen? And we know why it happened. In our heart, we know why it happened, because we're not together. That's why it happened. Because we think of ourselves as this group and that group and that group and that group and this religion and this race and this ethnicity. And all of that is meaningless. In the greater scheme of the universe, it's meaningless. I had a teacher a long time ago. I'm a Jewish guy, but I had a Buddhist teacher who was so brilliant and so wonderful. He was much younger than me. And he answered my question about what life was about. And I've repeated this to students of mine. When I wanted to know what life was about, he said, "Who are you?" And I didn't know what he meant by that. And over time, I began to learn who I am. And the deeper I went to find out who I am, the more I discovered that I'm you. And I'm you. And I'm you. And if that's true, then you're me. And if I can understand going through this life as I am you and you are me, then maybe these kind of gatherings will get fewer and fewer if enough of us realize that there's just no difference between us. And if we practice the ideas of love and tolerance and non-harmful behavior, and we do it not only on days like this when we observe the repercussions of a terrible tragedy, but after we leave here. It's not difficult at all to get together when some tragedy has happened. It's much more difficult to get together and love each other when no tragedy has happened. When we don't feel the pressure for solidarity. We either are one human family or we're not. And if we're not, we will go down in flames. And if we are, we will achieve great, great glory and peace. Bole Sonihal.
Thank you, Rabbi Michael Weiser. I would request Unitarian Universalist Congregation's representative and president, actually, Marty Rowland, who is not only representing Unitarian Universalist, but our interfaith community also. Thank you.
Thank you, Harpreet. We're very honored to be here today, to be asked to speak before you. The Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Queens is just a few blocks away from here, and we like to give you our sincere feelings about the tragedy that we all have been talking about tonight. It was 4 years ago when Unitarian Universalists experienced something similar. We had 8 victims in Knoxville, Tennessee. 8 victims, 2 died, senseless shooting, same kind of situation. But we think about, well, what kind of situation led up to that? A person who's filled with hate decided to act out. Maybe they were thinking that their America was at risk and they had to do something about people who were different, not knowing that the American history and the American tradition is in diversity, and especially in Flushing, the religious diversity. It's really a matter of, not so much a matter of, the hate, but it's how we respond to the hate. And I think what we see tonight is an excellent example of an appropriate response. But I have to concur with Rabbi Wiseman about what it is we do after this. Being in the Unity Walk is a very good thing to do as it's coming up. But would like to thank you once again. We're very honored, the Unitarian Universalists, to be represented tonight and address this group. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. And thank you all for showing solidarity with we Sikhs. I would request now Dr. Uma Mysorka to come on stage.
Namaste to all of you. I am Uma Mysorka from the Hindu Temple Society of North America. All the people who have just spoken have echoed similar sentiments. From us as Hindu community, we share the grief with our Sikh brothers and sisters. Our deepest condolences to the family of those who lost their lives. Prayers for the souls of those who lost their lives. And our prayers for those who are now recovering from the injuries. And most of all, our sincere prayers for those Sikhs who will go back to that same Gurdwara. It becomes a nightmare for them to go back, sit and pray, keep thinking about what happened, and they lost 6 or 7 of their closest friends, devotees. May God give them the peace, the strength to face up to it with even greater courage. And it is unfortunate that we all come together under these circumstances only, but let us all be and sort of make our own commitment that we continue to have frequent meetings, just laugh around, recognizing the fact that we are different. Let us not deny that fact. We are different, but we are all the same people because our goals and aims are peace, and we want to live together. This great country has given us room. This great country has given us blessing to practice our faith the way we want to. And so, when we practice our faith, all faiths teach us that you must respect humanity and you must also respect for global peace. And if that be the case, as we pray in our own prayer halls, our thoughts must be to our brothers and sisters within ourselves and all across the nation. So may God bless all of you. May God bless America. And as one more time, my sincere prayers to all those people in Wisconsin. May really God give them the strength and face as soon as they can, they get back and continue their prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mysorkar. I would request now John Messer to come on stage. We only have 3 more speakers left of 1.5 minutes each. We are requesting all the speakers who already spoke. I know John Lewis also wants to go and he has another commitment. But another 5 minutes we'll be done and we'll have the candle lights. May I request somebody to light the candles already? John Messer.
I concur with Rabbi Weisner and Dr. Uma. Look to your right and look to your left. What you see is your neighbor. You see someone who may look a little bit different than you, but we really are the same person, and we really are one. We stand here tonight in solidarity with the Sikh community, for those people who lost their lives, but also for the families and friends that were touched by those people, and the families and friends of those people that will never see those individuals again. We have an expectation to be safe in our own homes. We have an expectation to be safe in our community and on our streets. But we most definitely have an expectation to be safe in our places of worship and where we pray. I ask that we take time to think and pray for the family members and the friends of those people who lost their lives. I also ask that we don't let this senseless tragedy be something that was done in vain. May we look to our right and look to our left. May we extend ourselves to our neighbors and teach them about our traditions, so that this sort of act, hopefully someday, will never happen again.
Thank you. John Chu.
When the 10th Guru, Govinda Singh, urged Sikhs to wear turbans as an act of faith, at that time it was an act of courage, because wearing a turban could have meant your death. Unfortunately, now in the United States, in this land of liberty and justice and freedom, it is also an act of courage for you to wear your turban. And as an immigrant, as a Korean American, as an Asian American, as a person of faith, as your neighbor and a friend, I stand here in solidarity. We will never let this happen again. And this is not a time of silence. This is not a time for apathy. It's a time to stand and protest and to make sure, as the original farmers of Flushing once stood up in the 1600s to protect the rights of Quakers and Muslims and other people of faith, it is now time to stand up. The people of Flushing need to stand up now and protect the rights and the freedom conscience of Sikhs, Muslims, and other people of faith. 9/11 was not a license to kill and maim. Those people who believe that are severely misguided. They are doing something that is un-American, and we have to stand up and tell them what America is about. This is what America is about. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, John Chu. John Chu is leading One Flushing and also a member of Interfaith Council of Flushing. I would request, I do definitely recognize my all friends from Queensborough Hill Association, Don Capalby, Community Education Council members. In fact, I am also one of them, and Jaya Patel, who have instituted Respect for All week. There is a Respect for All, there's a week which Sikh Coalition has instituted in all schools of New York, just to embrace respect and embrace humanity for all. I would request now G.S. Gurdeep Singh Narula to come on stage for 1.5 minutes.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I should also quote from the Guru Granth Sahib, Manas ki jaat sab eke pehchan bho, means that we are all the human race are one. There's no difference between black, white, color. We are all one. I want to say a few words about the John Lu before he leaves. Yesterday we were all in his office and he assured us that he is going to change in the administration and he was going to give a space to all the Sikh people with the turban and everything. And he gave us a complete surety that in the future we shouldn't have any problem. And he promised us, and I think so, that during his administration he is going to do enough everything for all the peoples, no matter if we are Sikh, we everybody, we are all equal people, we are peace-loving people, and within a short notice, I want to say thank you very much, Tony Vela. He just accepted my request within a short time, and he came today. And also, I call the Hindu Center people. They are very short time. They came and participated, and I don't want to take a long time. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Kirpal Singh Bling for 1 minute.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. This incident is not the isolated or beginning of this type of hatred, cowardness, which has resulted in loss of very sacred lives. Those people who came to worship and seek peace in the Gurdwara. I just want to remind that a similar incident happened approximately 20 years back or so in Munich, when one full team of the prayers was washed off by somebody who did not tolerate their success. Can we forget that? No, we cannot forget this. We cannot forget Mr. Sodi's death immediately after 9/11. So this is not against Sikhism. This is not against any particular person. This is intolerance of the success of those people who are basically rising, succeeding in their faith, in their religion. We are building up Gurdwaras, we are educating our children, and we are growing economically also. Soon, we will be growing politically also. We need your support, and in this support, we are going to ask you, allow us to keep our religion and do the job. Mr. John Lu has rightly said, we are more capable of doing it. They have recognized our scientists, they have recognized our mathematicians, our students are the outshining American students, and we are proud of that, and we will outshine in every field provided we are not burdened to lose our identity. We will never lose our faith, and we will never lose our identity as a Sikh, and that's why we will succeed in our faith, in our political affairs, in our scientific affairs, in our business, and as our religion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kirpal Singh ji. I would request Maninder Singh to come on stage for 1 minute. We are almost done, and the next note of thanks is
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. First of all, I want thanks to everybody who came here on this moment. But one thing I want to discuss with everybody, that attack is not on the Sikh, that attack is on all American. First we are human, then American, then we are in the different religion. Like otherwise, if we cannot be together, then these things happen again and again. We need to get together. We have to forget first everything, like we have to become a good human being, then we can stop this kind of whatever's happening. So again, thanks everybody come here, and really appreciate. Vaheguru Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Thank you, Maninder ji. Hardev Singh Padda, President of the congregation.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. The behalf of Sikh Center of New York Inc., the All United Faith, welcome to everybody. I really appreciate for the Sikh community and from Sikh Center of New York. The Sikh is the peaceful people and loving people. It is so sad. The last Sunday it was happened. The sixth brother and sister lost his life. From the Sikh community, we pray out to God all over the world. The God give them a rest of peace. And I would really appreciate for every single body, every single person who came here and stand with us. We appreciate from Sikh community and all over the community. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Thank you, Hardev Singh Ji. Keeping the Sikh tradition alive in the consonance of religion's doctrine, our fifth Guru, Dhan Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji said, Tera kiya meetha lage, har naam padarth nanak mange. Oh God, whatever you send this way, I take it as your will. I happily accept it. And definitely this event also has brought us all together on a single stage, on a single platform. And that is what is more important. When somebody makes all of us sit together, a whole family, all family members of same family sit together, father and mother are very happy. Now God must be very happy today, showering His grace upon all of us. I would now request our Gyani Ji to invoke the Sikh prayer, and we will have silence after that for 1 minute. Gyani Ji.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਦੋ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸ਼ਬਦਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਰਦਾਰ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਦੇਣਗੇ। ਸਾਡੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਨ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦੇ ਭਲੇ ਦਾ ਨਾਰਾ ਲਗਾਇਆ ਹੈ। ਕੇਵਲ ਨਾਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ, ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦੇ ਭਲੇ ਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸੰਘਰਸ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ। ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਾਨ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ, ਮਹਾਨ ਪੁਰਾਤਨ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦੇ ਭਲੇ ਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਜੀਵਨ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦੇ ਲੇਖੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਾਇਆ ਹੈ। ਸਾਡੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਨ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਸਥਾਪਿਤ ਕੀਤੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦੇ ਭਲੇ ਦੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਦਾ ਅੰਤ ਵੀ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦੇ ਭਲੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਅਸੀਂ ਹੈਰਾਨ ਹਾਂ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਤੋਂ, ਜਦ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ, ਇੱਥੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਜਿਸ ਨੇ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਬੁਛਾੜ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਉਸ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਭਲਾ ਮੰਗ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਫਿਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਅਜਿਹਾ ਹਮਲਾ ਕਿਉਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ? ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਦੁੱਖ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ। ਲੇਕਿਨ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਨ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ, ਚਾਹੇ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਹੋਵੇ, ਉਸ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਦਾ ਜੋ ਭਾਣਾ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਵੀਕਾਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ, ਚਾਹੇ ਕਿ ਉਸ ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਕੈਸਾ ਵੀ ਕਰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ। ਗੁਰਦੇਵ ਦਾ ਹੁਕਮ ਹੈ, ਫਲਾਨੋ ਮੈਂ ਕਾਹੂ ਨ ਦਿਓ, ਮਨ ਮੀਠ ਤੁਹਾਰੋ ਕੀਓ। ਔਰ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜੋ ਵਿਛੜ ਚੁੱਕੀਆਂ ਆਤਮਾਵਾਂ ਨੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਆਤਮਾਵਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਚਰਨ ਕਮਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਿਵਾਸ ਬਖਸ਼ੇ ਔਰ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਵਿਸ਼ਵ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਸੁਖ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਦੀ ਦਾਤ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰੇ। ਬਸ ਇਹੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਕਾਮਨਾ ਅਤੇ ਇਹੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੈ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸਰਦਾਰ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹਦੇ ਸੰਬੰਧ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੱਸਦੇ।
The Sikhi doctrine of Nanak Naam Chaddi Kala, Tere Pani Sarbat Da Pala. Let's, with Naam, with meditation upon Naam, we will definitely stay in high spirits, high morale, because Naam is the basis, the pillar of Gursikhi. It's your will, and in your will, O God, may all the human beings, may all the living beings always stay in peace, universal brotherhood, and united together. Thank you. We'll keep 1 minute of silence now. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. This silence reflects the resolve of all of us to stay united, stay together, and ensure let there not be any stranger in this world. Thank you all for coming. I recognize each and everybody of you, and please excuse me if I haven't recognized many of them: Ananda Huja, Yencho, Bayside Civic Association members, Don Capalbi, and all of you. All the steps which you have taken today for this candlelight vigil in Flushing, we thank you all. Thank you. We have the traditional community kitchen for all, Guru Ka Langar. Wherever in this world there are Gurdwaras, you will find a Guru Ka Langar there. So please join us for the meal tonight downstairs. Protocol is you will take off your shoes downstairs itself, and if you want to see the if you want to go to the main prayer hall, which is on the same floor where we are standing, and then we'll eat downstairs together. Please join us for the meal. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We thank you NYPD also, especially Kevin O'Donnell and 109 Precinct and every one of you. Thank you.
I would like to say thank you for the media. Media is the main people. There's all the political people, and they spread all over the information to all over the world. ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਦੂਜੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੈਨਾ ਇਹਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਕਿਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਜ਼ੋਰਦਾਰ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਦਾ ਖਬਰ ਪਹੁੰਚਾ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਸਾਰਾ ਇੰਟੀਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।